Predicted.
Okay, Jed, what's coming?
Double homicide, one male, one female.
Set up a perimeter and tell them we're en route.
The guilty can be arrested before the law is broken.
Positive for Howard Marks. I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks and Donald Dubin. Give the man his hand.
So, on www.scmp.com, there was an article done back in April, and I'm sure you guys have heard this on other channels and probably even years ago, because I know there's been videos done even far back as 7 years. So the article says, Minority Report Style Crime Prevention with Artificial Intelligence is fast becoming reality. Improvements in detection technology have all but solved credit card fraud and spam email. Security agencies are deploying AI to detect abnormal behavior that may suggest malicious intent. So just to give credit where credit's due, and if I'm saying his name right, Chua Kang Ho. So Mr. Kang Ho has published this article. In the 1956 short story, The Minority Report, by American writer Philip K. Dick, 3 precogs foresee all crime, allowing members of a special pre-crime squad to pick up suspects before the crime is committed. 63 years and a Steven Spielberg film later, the line between science fiction and reality is blurring fast. According to Nimrod Kozlovsky, whose many hats include law professor, law partner, venture capitalist, and cybersecurity consultant, Minority Report is becoming a reality, and much faster than we thought, says Kozlovsky, in a group interview last month in the wood-paneled offices of law firm Herzog, Fox, and Niemann in Tel Aviv, where he is a partner and senior advisor on the internet law and cybersecurity. He says, I was fascinated with this idea whether one day we will have the technology to be able to actually predict the crime before it happens, rather than we react to the crime after it happens, he said. This state-backed AI unicorn has helped Chinese police arrest 10,000 criminals. Today, we're actually using technology that can detect anomalies and can sense patterns of abnormal behavior, and we are able to profile people, interesting, that are likely to perpetrate crime. The former captain in, I really don't want to say this name, so I'll have it maybe flash up on the screen. Defense's forces overseas electronic warfare, let's just say it starts with an I. Unit has a doctorate in law from Yale Law School and conducted his postdoctoral research in computer science on proactive security. By tracking and analyzing hundreds of different behavioral patterns, from one's shopping history to travel patterns, anti-fraud algorithms have become sophisticated enough to dramatically reduce credit card fraud, ensuring their widespread use for online transactions, according to Kozlovsky. That is a Minority Report in real time. So instead of reacting to a credit card fraud after the fact, we actually react in real time, he said. Anti-fraud solutions for credit cards are so good now that even though we have hundreds of millions of credit card records being sold on the dark web every second, Successful fraud with credit cards is negligible, almost zero. Spam filters is another example of technology improving to the point where it is good enough to spot with great accuracy what is a legitimate email and what is spam, he said. Investments in preventive technology surged after the September 11 attacks, leading to a boom in the field of research into building systems that can predict crime or abnormal behavior, he said. And the technology is increasingly moving into the physical space. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Future Attribute Screening Technology, or FAST, is a program designed to detect malicious intent in individuals and is deployed in places like federal buildings and airports. Everything from an individual body parameters, perspiration, movement, pupil dilation, fluctuation in voice, are scrutinized for abnormality, according to Kozlowski. In some dormitories in the U.S., there are now smart cameras empowered by analytics that automatically analyze the relationship if a female is walking back to her room and is being trailed by a male. Digital data can be used to enhance the analysis, for instance, whether they are friends on Facebook or know each other in other capacities, Kozlowski said. Lights can be switched on automatically in the corridor as a warning if a potential threat is detected. Life as one of China's 13 million deadbeats means slow trains special ringtones. In China, efforts to build a social credit system that takes into consideration factors like positive and antisocial behavior works to build risk profiles of individuals that may be useful for law enforcement, he said. Such predictive technology is here to stay and become more pervasive because the old criminal justice model, which set a penalty high enough that the possibility of getting caught served as a deterrent, is broken, Kozlowski said. The legal system needs to be changed to keep up with the technology, as clearly the idea of the brave detective or policeman going after the criminal is outdated. Japan developing pre-crime AI to predict money laundering and terror attacks. It's actually an economic formula, assuming if the penalty is high enough, multiplied by the likelihood that you'll be caught by law enforcement. That would be the deterrence, he said. Most of the crime now that really affects our lives is transnational organized crime for which there is currently no deterrent. When you have zero deterrence, it actually becomes very rational to be a criminal.
Detective John Anderton believed in the system.
There hasn't been a murder in 6 years. There's nothing wrong with the system. It is perfect.
People trust you, Joe. The eyes of the nation are on us.
Until he saw something he was never meant to see.
Goodbye, Crow. You say something, Chief?
No. Careful, Chief. You dig up the past, all you get is dirty.
The FBI found something.
I have a warrant in my pocket that says murder.
He set me up. Who's the victim? I've never heard of him, but I'm supposed to kill him in less than 36 hours.
But you do understand I can't just give you new irises, because the scanners will read the new scar tissue, the alarms will go off, and large men with guns will appear.
Who was it set this up?
I don't know.
How about now?
You can't be in here.
It's against the rules.
Anything else going on in here that's against the rules?
Minority Report.
Yes, like what Tom Cruise said. Is there anything else that might be going against the rules? I mean, every time we turn around, there's some kind of new list or rules of things you can't say certain countries you can't speak of, and certain names you can't speak of. So isn't this what a lot of the social media platforms are doing right now? They're basically using algorithms and things like that in order to boot people off their platform. A certain social media site, I'll give the initials of FB, had done just that to a friend of mine. And he had a group that he had created that was for veterans. It was specifically for veterans who were dealing with some type of psychological or mental illness caused from their occupation. It was a nice support group for them. It was something awesome that he was doing for them. He's a veteran himself. Without warning, they took his platform down, his group down. See what I'm talking about? So we've probably seen, I know I have, different channels on this platform that have disappeared for whatever reason. And then on other social media sites, we're seeing the same thing happen. Apparently they all work together. These are businesses, so they're shooting themselves in the foot because they're losing money when they're booting people out. So I find that very, very interesting. So that tells you it's coming from somewhere else. I know I'm not telling you anything that you don't know already. But guys, I just don't even know what else to say. It's despicable, it's horrible, and there's really nothing we can do except maybe speak against it. But honestly, these are their platforms, their social media, and they can do whatever they want, whether it comes against our rights or not. Okay, well, have a good day, guys, and talk to you later. This is Danielle, Celestial Piper of Soldier of the Watch. Love you. Peace out.